Today's episode of the Just Keep Swimming podcast is brought to you by Audible. Audible is an online audiobook and podcast service offering over 10,000 books and the ability to listen to your favorite podcasts, including the Just Keep Swimming podcast. I personally use Audible all the time and suggest you take a listen to Intentional Living by John C. Maxwell. In this book, Mr. Maxwell shares his story on how he was able to live a noble and purposeful life and gives you tips and tricks so you can do the same. So please start your 30-day free trial now at www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast, all lowercase. Again, that is www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast. And if you have any more questions or concerns for the Just Keep Swimming podcast, you're always welcome to reach out to us on Facebook or at Instagram at Just Keep Swimming _podcast, or you can email us at jkspodcast702@gmail.com. And with that out the way, let's dive into it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your friend, your boy, your host, Mr. Adrian Jackson, and we back at it again with another great episode for you. And you already know who I got with me. It's the man, the myth, the legend. It's Mr. 1-3, dropping the hot beats for the cities as always. Always make sure you guys check out his latest projects. And so today, ladies and gentlemen, we have another great episode for you guys. Today we're going to talk about the helping hand. So this idea kind of came recently. I was watching the Pharrell Williams Lego movie documentary thing. So if you guys know Pharrell from the Neptunes, he did an amazing documentary talking about, pretty much giving his story, but he used the Legos to tell the story, which I do believe made it way more interesting and connecting. So yeah, big shout out to him for that one. But one thing that the story really stood out to me was a scene where he was talking to the Clips, and the guy from the Clips, I want to say it was Pusha T. His rapping career had fell off a little bit. They all knew each other for a while. All these people knew each other for a while. His rapping career fell off. Pharrell blew up though, and at one random day, Pusha T says that Pharrell called him and said, "If you don't get over here right now and rap on this beat, I'm gonna send to Jay-Z." And that right there was the fire that Pusha T needed to, get out there and get back going. But the one thing that really stood out to me was the idea that, when Pusha ran the room, Pharrell reached his hand out and he was like, "You don't even know, bro, you already made it." And I think that scene alone spoke a lot to me, because it started to make me think back to all the people that really lended out their helping hand to get me to where I was, where I wanted to be. Definitely when it comes to, football, where it comes to sports in general, where it comes to life in general, there are so many people in our lives that reach out that helping hand to pull us up, Like, yes, you have your support system that's going to root you on from the stage, but what about that person that's already on top of the mountain that turns around and reaches down and says, "Come on, you can make it. Let's keep going." And I think that right there is like a beautiful thought. So, I'm sitting here thinking about mines, and I'm going to start off with one that popped in my head, which is my high school coach, Coach Salas. So, Coach Salas, RIP to him. He was an amazing coach. He was my freshman football coach. And he was pretty dope, he was really cool. He was, older Latino guy, kind of rough a little bit. He always talks about after practice, he's about to go have a root beer without a root. And I know he was like ex-military and stuff like that, but super duper guy, super duper cool coach. I'll never forget him because he taught me so much. But one thing he really taught me was how to be a captain on the team, And I think that right there is what stood out to me, because there were plenty of times where, you know, I was a good athlete. You know, I had some speed on me, had some strength on me, but he always encouraged me to go back and push up the other teammate that couldn't get there, you know. So, you know, one of the first captain lessons I got was when we was running these things called jingle jangles, where you have to run up every single line on the football field. So every 5 yards, you run up that whole 30-yard line, and then you get to the next 5-yard line, and you keep running until you hit the whole field. And one thing he really always pushed the captains to do is to go back and, you know, go get your slower teammates and make sure they run in as well. And that right there was something that, you know, at first it was irritating because it's like, man, I don't want to go back and pick this person up. But then after a while, it was like a natural reaction for the captains. Like once we finish, which we were usually first or second or last, we'll go and go push them. We'll go and get the other person. And, you know, we try to keep the system. We try to just start off in the back and be like, no, we're just going to push it from the jump. But there's like, no, you still have to run your race. You know what I'm saying? You still have to get your workout in. And then you go back and cheer them on. And you always make sure the team claps it up and brings in the teammate. And, you know, that's how you really build a team. And I'm not gonna lie, I believe because of little things like that, our freshman team was as good as it was. Like we were one of the best freshman team Mojave's ever seen. I think we went dang near undefeated. We only lost one game, but yeah, shout out to the 08 Rattlers. But yeah, but if you guys get what I'm saying though, the idea that this coach, you know, he really leaned out a hand when he saw the potential in me. Like something, I have no idea what made him see it in me. I don't know if it was my work ethic or what, but for some reason he saw the potential in me, and he reached out his hand and was like, let me teach you how to be better. Let me teach you how to get to the next level. You know, let me show you how to be a captain, how to be a better player, a better human. And it transferred to everything. It transferred to wrestling. It transferred to track. It transferred to the classroom. You know, now I was the one that, you know, if we were in a group project and I see that one kid that doesn't look like he's connected to the group, I always try to bring him in, you know, because of what this coach taught me, you know, that helping hand he reached out to me, I start to turn around and reach out to others, you know. So that was just one example of a helping hand. And I actually do have another one. So another one I have is actually Mr. Lewis. So shout out to Mario's dad. Mr. Lewis, he gave amazing advice. And the only reason I didn't bring up my dad is because I always quote my dad. So shout out my dad, of course. But Mr. Lewis, Mario's dad, he was amazing help. Definitely when it came to start doing the enough said process and reaching out to the kids, because he really let us know like, yo, you guys aren't doing this for the scholarships and stuff. And if you guys are, then you guys should stop doing it right now. You know, you guys should really realize that the reason you guys are doing this is to help out the kids and give back to the community, even if it does cost you guys time, money, and effort. You know, like you shouldn't be doing this because you want to get rich. If this is the reason you guys are doing community service is to get rich, or having a nonprofit to get rich, then you guys are in the wrong business. And, you know, that conversation really like sparked the interest in us because, you know, we start off with the idea of how much scholarship money we can get from a nonprofit, and, you know, if we help these many kids, we can get this much money, and then all we have to do is keep these many kids, and we had the numbers all broken down. But then it turned out that, like you said, it gave us the wrong reason for what we were doing it for. And without Mr. Mario's amazing advice, or Mr. Lewis's amazing advice to, you know, help direct us in the correct way, he was sitting down and a helping hand for somebody who's been doing nonprofits for the kids. He's been a coach. He's been giving back to communities his whole life. So, you know, it was good for him that he came and saw us trying to do the same thing, but realized we had the wrong mindset when doing it. So he really helped us change our mindset on what we were doing it for. And that helping hand was like amazing, you know. So, yes, I'd kind of say all of that to help you guys possibly reflect on like what was a helping hand in your life that was possibly a catalyst for you to get to the next level, you know? Like what was a lesson that you really learned that really made you just change your whole output on life? Like I think that right there is something that we all go through, definitely as an athlete, you know, because there's always a point. Do you see in the documentaries all the time the athlete feels like they're average, and then there's something that happens that shows this athlete that, yo, you're above average, you know, like don't assume that you're the average player, you're above average, and that's why you need to work harder, get to the next level and push yourself and do different things. You know, Coach Salas did that for me. Another coach that did that for me, one of my favorite football stories, Coach Dunny. I'll never forget, we were in a tie game. It was a tie game our freshman year versus this one team, I think it was Liberty High School. And, you know, we called a timeout, the final timeout, like 10 seconds left on the clock. And, you know, we were kind of trying, like, we were in the huddle debating on what we were going to do. And then the coach ended up walking out. Coach Dunny walked out there, and he was told everybody, shut the F up. You throw the ball. He pointed at Jordan. He pointed at me. You catch the ball. Ready, break. And that was the play. And it was like, everybody kind of just like jaw dropped, like, okay. And then me and Jordan looked at each other like, okay, I guess that's the play. And we ran the play, and I didn't catch the ball. You know, it was a great throw. I just didn't catch it, and we went to overtime. We won anyway over overtime. But it was just the idea of, like, the confidence that he put into us right then and there in that moment, on the spot, you know what I'm saying? Like, mid-game, you know, we stressing, and he came out there and threw confidence in us and walked off. And it was like, yo, that was deep, you know what I'm saying? But I now practice that when I'm on the football field with the kids, you know, like something would happen and, you know, they're stressing out, and I'll be pretty much telling them, yo, calm down, focus on this, let's go. And it helps them get right back into it. And then when something successful does happen, I let them know, told you, you know, you guys letting that frazzleness get into your mind and mess you up. You can't be doing that. You know, we have to let that go, you know, and I feel like my helping hand only comes because of Coach Dunny's helping hand. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's kind of what I want to discuss today, and just ask you guys, you know, what were some helping hands in your life that really reached back to help pull you up to another level that, you know, you didn't even know was there. You didn't even think about that you need to get through. You know, it was a step that you didn't even know you needed to take, but this person kind of like just was like the gatekeeper and opened up this door for you that you didn't even know was there, and took you to that next level. You know, whether it's a coach, whether it's a teacher, whether it's a former boss, supervisor, a friend, a cousin, anything like that. You know, big shout out to Miss Nicole, because I feel like she was the first boss to truly connect with me on a way that I never knew you could connect with people at work. You know, I always at work. My mom always told me, work, you know, you go in there, get your money, you get out. You know what I'm saying? You're not there to make friends. You're not there to start a life or anything like that. You're there to get in, get out. And the coach told me that even though I'm working, don't mean I can't be interpersonal. I can't care, and I can't be loving and show a heart and still be human. You know, you don't have to be cold-blooded, you know, and that helping hand, I think, really turned me into the person I am and helped me get into the position I am right now. You know, definitely help with the kids, because what if I walked in to the schools with the mindset of, I'm just here to get my numbers and that's it, compared to, no, I'm here to get numbers, but at the same time, I'm here to help you guys out. I'm here to serve you guys. I'm here to help you guys get to the next level. And I think, you know, all this mindset stuff really helped me become who I was today as I reflect on it, because I was a little colder. You know, I was a little rough around the edges, you know, a little selfish for sure. But I think all these helping hands that reached out to me really helped me get out of my box and pulled me up to a level that I never thought I could imagine or get to. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was the topic for the day, the helping hand. You know, please share your stories about helping hands with us. Also, you already know, be on the lookout for the amazing B1 Pearl March Madness raffle tournament. You don't want to miss it. The raffle is going to open up in March when the brackets drop, so please be on the lookout for that. We do have some amazing guests coming up for you guys next week, so please be on the lookout for that interview, and we will be bringing up the discussions of the support system, the helping hand, and plenty more topics for you guys to be able to engage with. So thank you guys all so much for continuing to rock with us. We truly appreciate the continual support, the continual love, the continual listens. Like, you know, we're out here just doing this thing, and we're not sure where it's going, but we have this mindset that we can't keep up because we know something's going to break soon. So we're going to just keep at it, keep swimming, and keep flowing. Keep shooting, keep driving, keep running, whatever it is you need to do, keep doing it, you guys. We got this. But yes, with all that being said, hope you guys have a great day, a marvelous afternoon, a splendid evening, and remember to just keep